Hey everyone, Comics Dad here for another comics read along. Today's story is another special one. Last one we did was Amazing Spider-Man number 121, The Death of Gwen Stacy. Normally, I don't do two of the same titles in a row. I try to keep it pretty healthy for you guys that really watch these videos and enjoy them, just to provide some variety. But I couldn't read Amazing Spider-Man 121 without following it up with Amazing Spider-Man 122. All I'll say is, if you know, you know. For anybody out there who hasn't read the story or maybe forgot, this is basically the to be continued after the events of 121. So, just a quick recap. In 121, Harry Osborn was suffering from schizophrenia, which the doctor that Norman Osborn had called to take care of him determined it was because he got involved with drugs again and was taking LSD and had overdosed on that, and it led to schizophrenia. And Norman Osborn, his mind was relapsing, and the personality of the Green Goblin was starting to take back over again after he had suffered amnesia. With the Green Goblin personality now back in Norman's mind, he remembered that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he hates Spider-Man and sees Spider-Man as the reason for everything that's going wrong with his life. So he decided to take it out on Peter Parker by kidnapping Gwen Stacy, taking her to the top of the either George Washington or Brooklyn Bridge, I forget which one. But needless to say, he ended up knocking her off. Spider-Man tried saving her the best he could, but Gwen Stacy unfortunately had her neck snapped from the whiplash of the sudden change in momentum of Spider-Man whipping his web down to try to save her. And where we last left off at the end of 121, Spider-Man said something that shocked a lot of people the first time they read this. He said, "You're gonna die for this, Green Goblin. You're gonna make him pay with his life." And that's where we pick up on this second key iconic issue of The Amazing Spider-Man. So without further ado, let's dive into The Amazing Spider-Man number 122. And we'll actually start by reading the cover here. So it says, it starts with Green Goblin going, "Heads up, wall crawler. First I finished off Gwen Stacy, and now it's your turn." "Wrong, Goblin. You murdered the only girl I'll ever love. And today is the day you're going to die." And at the bottom of the cover, the title of this story is The Green Goblin's Last Stand. So let's get into it, everybody. I hope you enjoy. First off, just a wonderful spread to open up this issue with. You got the New York City skyline in the background, Goblin flying past as Peter, or Spidey, is holding the lifeless body of Gwen Stacy. It starts with Green Goblin. "She's dead, Spider-Man. The woman you love is dead. There's nothing you or any other costumed interloper can do to revive her. But don't worry, my fine foe. You'll not be long apart. Soon you shall join her beyond death." This is it. The Goblin's Last Stand. And then Spidey goes, "I wouldn't bet on it, Goblin. Only one man's going to die this day, and mister, it won't be me." And at the bottom it says, "A tale so powerful, only these men could produce it." So this issue, written by Gerry Conway, art, ink, and colors by the collective team of Gil Kane, John Romita Sr., Team Mortellaro, art Simek, Dave Hunt, and editor Roy Thomas. Or maybe you've already forgotten. You killed Gwen Stacy. She didn't just die. You killed her. Maybe you think she deserved it because she was stupid enough to love a guy named Peter Parker, and he was stupid enough to love back. Maybe you think that makes it okay, fair in love and war. But for me, that just makes you guilty, and for it, you're going to pay. Imbecile! Your moral standards do not impress me. Any more than your pitiful attempts to capture, eh? Keep talking, Goblin. I want to remember you just as you are. Arrogant, elitist, merciless, with all the ethics of a weasel. Spidey got positioned as if they're playing a game of chicken in the pool. He's actually going to be redirecting his glider. A weasel caught in a fatal trap. A weasel who's about to be destroyed. No! No? Do I hear you begging, Goblin? Don't make me sick, friend. Why should I show you any mercy? What mercy did you show Gwen? Answer me that, Green Goblin. Answer me that! Answer me, blast you! Answer me! As he's just pounding away on Green Goblin's head. I'm afraid I don't need to, Parker. The question seems academic now, don't you agree? And in the corner it says, the Goblin knows Spidey's secret identity. Remember? From the editor, Roy. Didn't see that cable till it was too late. Spider senses all knocked out by my anger. Now I'm falling. Just like Gwen fell. As Spidey, as we saw in the last panel. He was too busy just trying to beat the ever-living crap out of Green Goblin. But didn't bother to look up. Only this time, I'd better be able to do something about it. If I ever want to get revenge. By a hair. If only Gwen had had my strength, she might have been able to survive. Yeah. If. Seconds later. Gone. Didn't take him long to split. Too bad it won't do him any good. After what he's done, there's no place on Earth he can hide from. Huh? The police. As you can see, there's people gathered down there at the base of the bridge. They've found Gwen. That means there'll be reporters, people prying, touching her. No, I won't let it happen. Not to her, not to Gwen. Spider-Man, back off, cop. Nobody goes near this lady. You hear me? Nobody. It's true what they say. He's a maniac. Right on, mister. Let go of me, Sarge. Don't you see? He must have killed her. I don't see anything of the kind, rookie. I see a man in pain. And that's what you'd see if you had eyes. Hey, Gwen. Don't worry, honey. I won't let them hurt you. Everything will be okay. You'll see. Everything will be just as it was before. As it was before. He remembers the day he first met Gwen Stacy, his first day at college. They'd each been unsure of the other's feelings, each unwilling to take that first awkward step, until miraculously the step was taken, and they found themselves in love. Aw. The happiness, the tragedy, in a rush, it all comes back to him. The evening Gwen's father died, and Spider-Man was blamed. Blamed for the death of a man he'd almost loved. Captain Stacy, who died trying to save a child. Yes, he remembers. The sorrow and the self-pity, the joy, the fear, and through it all, a part of it all, he remembers Gwen. And there's Gwen in front and being chased by Peter, and Harry Osborn and Mary Jane Watson in the background there. They're friends. And in the center of it all, Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I think it's all just finally hitting him, and he's now just finally getting a moment to process everything. Now that the fight with Goblin is over for now. Gwen, as much a victim of Spider-Man's lifestyle as Peter Parker. Didn't his specter keep them apart? Wasn't it Spider-Man who stood between them and happiness? Until in the end, he stood between Gwen and life? Well, hadn't he? Hadn't he? And you can see there the persona of Spider-Man just keeping Peter and Gwen separated. Which is not the first time that being Spider-Man has gotten in the way of Peter Parker's life, and it never ceases to, as all the years go by and all the issues go by that have been written. Fella, I hate to do this to you, but the ambulance is here. Ambulance? She doesn't need an ambulance, officer. She's dead. And Spider-Man killed her. Sarge, did you hear that? I heard it. Just shut up. But Sarge... All right, rookie. Have it your way. You're going to have to come with us, Spider-Man. For questioning. Forget it, pal. I've got an appointment with a friend. Hold it, punk. The Sarge said... Stuff it. I told you I'm busy. And Spider-Man attacking the police. There's a man in this city who owes me. Owes me plenty. I'm going to find him, and when I do, this town's going to be minus one green-garbed monster. Shoot to wound, blast it. Shoot to wound. Those men mean business. Kind of a pity. 'Cause so do I. I don't have time for explanations, even to the police. They'd never listen anyway, so why bother? Besides, what would I tell them? That there's a maniac loose named the Green Goblin? That he's really just a slightly cracked businessman named Osborn? Norman Osborn, the father of my best friend? Yeah, how do I tell them that? Answer, Mr. Parker, you don't. You visit Norman Osborn's townhouse yourself. And you settle the dues. Even if it means doing things you're going to regret having to do. My spider senses aren't tingling. So that means Osborn isn't here. I didn't really believe he would be anyway. But his son, good old Harry, he's the guy I want to talk to. Dad? Dad, is that you? Oh, terrific. Harry's still freaked out. Still tripping on the acid he dropped yesterday. You're not my father. You've taken him somewhere, haven't you? This is Harry's second experience with LSD. His first happened in issues 97 through 99. Wait, don't I know you? Sure, you're Peter. You are Peter, aren't you? That's right, Harry. I'm Peter. And you're absolutely no use to me at all. For that matter, you're not even much use to yourself. So long, Harry. I've got more important things to do than hold your hand. Peter, wait. You're walking away. Don't walk away. Please. Everyone's left me, and I'm all alone. Peter, please. Peter. Help me. So now it comes down to it, doesn't it, Peter? Do you stay and help your friend? Or do you go find revenge? Simple, vicious revenge. Not much of a contest. Is there? Peter? Don't go, Peter. If you leave, how can I be sure you were ever here? And if you're not here, how can I be sure I am? Oh, Lord. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that at all. As Harry is just having a complete schizophrenic meltdown now. So please, Peter, don't leave me like this. Don't leave me, Peter. Slam. I'll be all alone. Moments later, on, or rather over, across town street, there's got to be a way to locate Osborn in a hurry. The police aren't likely to help me hunt down one of Manhattan's prized taxpayers, but maybe Robbie Robertson, the Daily Bugle's city editor, can. At that moment, in an office not far away, the man in question finishes reading a piece by Bugle reporter Phil Fox and learns, Gwen Stacy? Dead? I've known that girl for years, since her father was captain in the police department. I can't bring myself. Take my word for it, Robertson. It's true. Spider-Man, do you realize how dangerous my being here is? Sure, Robbie, I understand. I'll lay odds the cops have already told the press I'm responsible, haven't they? As a matter of fact, they have. Never mind. I've got a favor to ask. First, tell me if... Later. I want to know two things. One, if Norman Osborn's been seen anywhere around town in the past hour. Two, if he owns any unusual properties, warehouses, theaters, that sort of thing. Soon after a mystified Joseph Robertson has made those inquiries, you're in luck, Spider-Man. Osborn owns a warehouse off 23rd Street and 9th Avenue, and he was seen in that area just 40 minutes ago. Terrific. Remind me to buy you a cup of Java someday, Robbie. This is one I owe you for. Hold it, you! Well, if it isn't Mr. Charisma 1973. Robertson, do you realize what he's done? He's a murderer! Mr. Jameson, you may be my publisher, but sometimes you get things wrong. And this might be one of those times. Forget it, Robbie. I've got a much better way of handling creeps like JJJ. As he goes, or flip, and just webs his mouth shut. Maybe next time he'll keep his mouth shut about things he doesn't understand. Yeah, maybe. Somehow, though, I doubt it. While our morose hero makes his way downtown, let us move ahead of him somewhat. To a certain ill-kept warehouse in an area of the city moist with the Hudson River breeze. A warehouse whose crumbling facade hides a sinister purpose. Which purpose we are soon to discover. As we move into the recesses of the dusty building, past crates and boxes long overdue for delivery, to the single square of illumination in these shadowed halls, a door slightly ajar, and a man slightly mad. Once he's dead, I'll be free, free to conquer, to take what is rightfully mine. He'll be coming soon. I can sense it. They think they can destroy me. That they could crush Norman Osborn with their petty finances. A few business reverses. What are they to a man with my power? Nothing. Nothing. In a matter of hours, the world will cringe before... Tap, click. Excellent. He comes. No doubt my wall-crawling foe expects to ambush me. If so, he's a greater fool than I've imagined. While he guards the front, I shall exit through the rear. And take him from the side. Wrong, Goblin. Tonight, it's my game, and we play by my rules. Yeah, Spidey does ambush him indeed, and gives a very, very solid and stout kick right to his ribs. Or maybe his back. Not quite, my impudent friend. The Green Goblin's weapons are many. All you have are those puny web shooters. As Goblin, I don't know if it's a bullet or a laser or something, but out of the tip of his finger, out of his glove, tries to take aim and fire at Spidey. And one heck of a lot of chutzpah and an anger that just won't quit. Spidey just beats down the Goblin's glider. My jet flyer! You unthinking fool, you've ruined it! You'll pay for that action, Parker. I promise you'll pay! Mister, are we living in the same universe? You killed my woman, Goblin. And you're raging about a blasted bargain basement toy? Somehow Peter put a lot of punch into that web that he just fired off at the Green Goblin. Let's get our priorities straight, punk. There's a big difference between a fancy gimmick and a human life. What worth is there in the paltry existence of one useless female? Life? You talk to me of life? A simpering, pointless girl who never did more than occupy space, while I... That's it, Buster! That's it! Peter's pissed. Spidey's pissed. It's time to unload. You're talking about my lady, creep. Someone I love. I mean loved. Do you know what that means? Have you any idea what that means? I loved her, Goblin. And you took her away. As he just keeps going to town. Filthy, worm-eating scum. Good Lord. What in the name of heaven am I doing? In another moment, I might have killed him. I would have become like him. A murderer. And as Spider-Man drops back, disgusted with the violence that nearly consumed him, he is unaware of the reappearance of old violence in the deadly form of the Goblin's remote-controlled flyer. On your feet, Goblin. This is one time you're not escaping. You're for jail, mister. And for anybody who remembers the very first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie, you're about to see what inspired the scene at the end there. I'm afraid I cannot permit that, my friend. I have an exceedingly pressing appointment elsewhere. Forget it, Goblin. In case you hadn't noticed, you don't have any choice. Well, but the Spidey. There comes the flyer, literally inches from his back. On the contrary, my ambitious foe, my choices are unlimited. It is you who... My spider sense. It's tingling. Something behind me. Yeah! As Spidey and his spider senses are once again realigned and in sync. So do the proud men die. Crucified not on a cross of gold, but on a stake of humble tin. And as the flyer loses its last bit of juice and powers down, so does slump down the body of the Green Goblin, also known as Norman Osborn. He's dead. Somehow, I thought it would mean more. When a man dies, even a man like the Goblin, it should mean something. It shouldn't just be an accident. A stupid, senseless accident. It's got to have a point. So it doesn't just mean we live in vain. Funny. I thought seeing the Goblin die would make me feel better about Gwen. Instead, it just makes me feel empty. Washed out. And maybe just a little bit more alone. But Spider-Man is not alone. Though the identity of this shadowed observer will remain concealed for some time, the effect of his presence will soon be revealed in our next issue. Epilogue. Mary Jane Watson has waited several hours for someone to return to the shared apartment of Peter Parker and Harry Osborn. But still, she's startled when she hears the sound of a key and sees the haunted form of a man she knows as Pete. Hey, Petey, I heard about Gwen. I'm really torn up. You? Torn up? Don't make me laugh, Mary Jane. You wouldn't be sorry if your own mother died. What do you care about straights like me and Gwen? Go on, get out of here. I know how you hate sickbeds. And believe me, I wouldn't want to spoil your fun. For a moment, she hesitates by the door, and then click, she closes the door. Next issue, The Man Called Cage. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed both this and the last comics read-along. Again, as I mentioned before, decided to do two of the same title, do back-to-back issues, just because you can't get the full range of emotions and the full heart of the story without reading both Amazing Spider-Man 121 and 122. I hope everybody enjoyed this story and also enjoyed 121. Spider-Man is my favorite comic book title, my favorite comic book series, and I couldn't keep doing the channel and keep doing the comics read-alongs without acknowledging two of the most important issues from the first volume, the first initial run of Amazing Spider-Man. Those first 400 some odd issues from all the way back in Amazing Spider-Man #1, all the way up until the 90s when the first official volume of The Amazing Spider-Man finished. But I hope everybody enjoyed the video today. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also, please share the channel with your friends and turn on notifications. Also, you can follow me over on X at ComicsDad. And if there's any particular series or stories or issues of any comic book title out there that either you're familiar with, you love, or maybe just want to be able to experience for the first time, please let me know in the comments of any of the read-along videos, or you can also reach out to me on X or email me at thecomicsdad@gmail.com with any suggestions you have for the read-along videos or the channel in general. So until next time, everybody, just as always, please remember to support your local comic shops, support independent comic creators, support small content creators, and be good to yourselves, be good to each other. And until I see you all next time, this is Comics Dad saying take care.
Thanks for joining, hope you had fun with Comics Dad. Today's adventure is done.